Welcome to the Nintendo Powercast, and I'm looking at my camera right now, which is completely frozen, and we're live. So, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go ahead and just maximize the gameplay. So there it is. That should still be working, and what a great start to this show. Well, this is the Player's Pulse. We're bringing it back. And this is all about the Nintendo hot takes. And so I'm going to be taking a peek at the Discord. We're doing this live on youtube.com/N64Josh. And I want to let you guys know that the mainline show is going to be moving. I've had some people that say, hey, I listened to this through YouTube Music. Well, the mainline show is going to be moving to the Nintendo Powercast channel on YouTube. So you're going to want to make sure that you are subscribed over there. The mainline show and anything I do with Crawler, Johnny, or Cheesy is going to be taking place over there. And everything that I do on this channel is going to be like the daily news shows and that kind of stuff. It's all going to be on the same podcast feed, so you guys don't have to worry about that if you're just listening after the fact. They're all going in the same place. But I've had a handful of people reach out when the show did not go live on my channel or the N64Josh channel, wondering why. Well, it's over on the Nintendo Powercast channel. So this, we'll probably do one more on N64Josh, and then everything else going forward is going to be over on the NPC channel just for the main Thursday night show. Okay, so that's it. That's a little bit of housekeeping. Before we get started, guys, I am now an Elgato ambassador. N64Josh.com/Elgato is the link. That is an affiliate link. If you want to, if you got any questions about streaming gear, lighting, cameras, microphones, any of that. The mic I'm using right now is actually a Shure microphone, but I'm plugged into the Elgato Wave XLR, and I'm able to do EQ without having to do post-production. So you can hear, you can dial in the mic to get it sound exactly how you want while you're doing things live, which is I love that. So again, that's N64Josh.com/Elgato, and we are going to jump into Player's Pulse here. So I'm opening up the Discord. I see we got Jenna is here live with us. Hello, Jenna. Welcome on in. We got a few other people just lurking. We got to get this is going to be a regular thing, you guys. It's going to happen around 10:30. So we're going to do Nintendo News Minute at 10, and we're going to do the Player's Pulse at 10:30, give or take. Player's Pulse may go, or the News Minute may go a little bit long. We went about 38 minutes today, so it was a little bit over. So they're going to be, you're going to see them in the feed. I'm going to have them set up early every morning before we do the Mario Kart streams. So a lot of content coming out, you guys, and I'm really, really excited about it. So the question I asked, let me see. So I'm gonna scroll up a little bit because it's more than just about the Switch 2 news. So in the Discord, I put Player's Pulse is back. Our first question back is going to be a doozy. Should Nintendo adopt the free-to-play model and add battle passes to their games? And I finished it up with let the salt flow. Now, first up was Nady Nay, said yes, and all DLC needs to be locked behind amiibos. Nate is a certified troll, and I'm here for the hijinks. Jenna, who is in chat, said yes, they should, with very few games like Mario Kart and even Animal Crossing, with different items or hairstyles and stuff to come out. But definitely don't make everything pay to win or pay to have fun, because Nintendo will go overboard more than likely. So there we go. There's a little bit of salt from Jenna there. Cryptic says, as long as it doesn't take away from their great single-player offerings. For example, Zelda, Metroid, Mario shouldn't ever have battle passes /DLC. The age of DLC is gone, and I wouldn't mind expansions with which bigger devs tend to do now with Cyberpunk, Elden Ring, Final Fantasy VII. Mario Kart scares me because they don't have a battle pass game, and those prices were outrageous. I wonder if he's talking about Mario Kart Tour. I think he was probably talking about Mario Kart Tour. So that is probably the game that scares him, because some of the, I remember looking at some of the prices of the of just the skins, and it was like should I go buy a Switch game or 3 skins in Mario Kart Tour? So that is a little iffy, but it's mobile games. I think mobile gamers are a little more maybe used to that, or kind of like, I don't know, maybe they're okay with it more so than like console gamers. But again, it needs to be, when it comes to these things, especially Mario Kart, in my opinion, needs to have very fair practices, right? Like, give me the ability to spend $10 once and never again if I don't want to. I can just earn it in the battle pass. Fortnite does that. Halo does that. It's up to them if they want to. Or it's up to you essentially if you want to spend money on the extra costumes, skins, that kind of stuff. And that's really all I assume it's going to be. Like, for me, I would love the ability to like maybe put some stickers on my pipe frame, or do some things that, like, they've got all these different Mario Kart has all of these different like fake companies within the game, right? Like Mario Motors, and I think Bowser's Oil, that kind of stuff. To be able to customize the pipe frame with some stickers, I think that would be great. And then to be able to do it with any cart, I think would be fantastic. So, there's ways that they can make these battle passes not super predatory, but they have to do it. And that's what's going to be, it will be tricky. It will be tricky with them to not try to take it too far, because they have the brand muscle that they can absolutely flex, but they don't want to hurt the brand, especially as well as it is doing right now. They don't want that to go away. So, getting back to Cryptic's message here, is, in my opinion, it is okay to have a game come out and be done with it in a few hours. Not everything needs to last forever. Pokemon MMO, however, LOL. So I kind of love that. Like, my focus is obviously more on Mario Kart because it's where my heart is at, right? I love Mario Kart. I would be all about a Pokemon MMO. And when I say Pokemon MMO, this is what I mean. If anybody's in chat, you guys can give your 2 cents on this as well. When it comes to like a Pokemon MMO, I want to see them take, I don't know if you guys have played many MMOs, but one game in particular to me, which is not entirely an MMO, but it's I could see it being a model that Pokemon could use, is Destiny, right? And some of you guys are thinking like, what? How? But just hear me out. If you could play with friends and go out and do, like, they're considered like strikes, right? Where it's like, okay, as a team, we have to go out and we have to collect 25 Charizard, 25 Pikachu, and 25 Bulbasaur, right? And everybody goes out and does this. And then maybe there's a boss Pokemon or something at the end that's not super difficult, kind of similar to the bosses in Arceus, right? Something kind of like that, where we have reason to go out and play together. Like, I'd want to see them expand on the Destiny model, of course, within the Pokemon universe, because there's things that could happen that could be fun. I think Arceus had a lot of different like side quests and quests that you could do that would work well with a team, where you could knock stuff out faster, but maybe there's different like different battles and things that take place or that might happen unexpectedly, that you gotta rally the troops, and you might have to show up and help fight something that, if I'm out there with Crawler and he finds some giant Pokemon that he can't, and it locks him into battle, that whoever is out there with him during the strike can go and help out with. Like that, the thoughts of that kind of stuff excite me. And then you take it a step further, and they already have this in Pokemon Go, but you do raids, right? Where it's like you need a team of 6 going in with very strong Pokemon, trying to take them out. And we have it in the in Scarlet and Violet, and we had it in Sword and Shield, but it has to get beyond the phase that it's in. It's very rudimentary, very, there's not a lot of depth to it, right? I want to see some different phases along the way, or it's hard to mess with the formula too much, because like it's Pokemon. There's not too much you can do there, but I also think, not to make a Pokemon pun, but it's time for the series to evolve and become more. And so that the MMO aspect, something that's continually there, that we're able to have new content all the time. Pokemon would be a fantastic title for that, and I think it would be great. And I mean, we do have like Pokemon Unite, I think is what it's called. It's like the League of Legends game, right? And so that is that's them kind of doing the kind of model we were talking about now. But again, some of those prices are crazy. They are crazy. The cost of some of those skins is just bonkers. So hopefully, as Nintendo starts to get more and more into this, we're going to see just a very balanced approach, so that nobody is taken advantage of. And I mean, the whole idea is they feed off of FOMO, right? Like, you don't want to miss out on this cart. It's only going to be here for this amount of time, and then it may never come back. Well, yeah, that causes you to want it. But the way other companies are doing it, where they kind of bring stuff back over time and maybe leave stuff locked to the exclusive on the Battle Pass, but you can still go buy the Battle Pass later. I like those. I like that model, honestly, because then it's like, if I do have the money and I want to pick up 3 of the past Battle Passes that I was late to getting, I don't lose out on all of those. I don't lose out on all of those items that I won't have a chance to get. And that's what Fortnite does. And again, the early adopters are like, hey, this is the benefit of me being here from the start. But then you jump into a game like Halo, and it's like anybody could go back and buy the past Battle Passes if you like some of that gear, so that you're not stuck missing it. So it's again, I just hope they find, if they go into this they start dipping their toes even further with some of their mainline games. I just hope they don't. I hope they don't overshoot. Right? I hope it's done well. Jenna says, I think Mario Kart is the one that should have a Battle Pass. I would use it the most, except for Animal Crossing. I don't think any other games but Mario Kart would benefit from it as much, because of how much they could give out in the Battle Pass, like new cars, bikes, wheels, characters. Could also even have some sort of customize your own character and cart with Battle Pass, and make your own tracks. But other games, the Battle Pass would literally just be characters or silly things. And Nintendo is the cheapest with subscription, in my opinion. Look how cheap a year of online is. If you bought that on Xbox, you'd be skint. And I'm not sure what that word means, but I'm here for it. And she may be able to alliterate, or maybe able to let me know exactly what that word means, because that's not something in my vocabulary. So the only game I could see really benefiting outside of Mario Kart from the top of my head is Smash Brothers. Skint means broke. There you go. So Smash Brothers to me is a game that, like, they could start adding costumes, stages, all these things through a Battle Pass system. Will they go that route? I don't know. The other games that have come out since Smash, like Brawlhalla is one of them, but then you've also got the Warner Brothers fighter as well. And so there are some games that are already doing this model, and it's going to be interesting to see how they do versus what Nintendo would do. Right? You've also got all kinds of licensing stuff, but look at Fortnite. It's licensed stuff all the time. Buy it when you can, or else it goes away. And in some cases, like Master Chief and Kratos have not been back in Fortnite in a very, very long time. So there's some potential options there. Nintendo has an awful lot of brand that they can use, and an awful lot of IP that Fortnite doesn't have. Fortnite relies on those third parties to be able to get these deals, to get people back in their game and excited to play their game. So it's a little bit of apples and oranges there, but the way Nintendo does Smash, it's like a celebration of gaming. So maybe we see some of these characters happening over time. But what that I think that would mean is Smash would end up being ongoing. Mario Kart would end up being ongoing for a very long time, like for a very, very long time. And would we even see another, a Mario Kart 11, if you will, with the next console? I don't know the direction they're going to go, but I think it's pretty interesting. Crimpus Chrome says, no thanks. I find it annoying to have blank advertised in-game as companies try to sell some useless crap like skins or double XP. I think it ruins the artistic integrity of a video game, pushing it more to the side of being a money-making product rather than a piece of art to be appreciated. Obviously, almost all video games are both these things, but free-to-play games don't really feel like art to me. Also, Battle Pass is a stupid name. So the salt is flowing with Crimpus. Like I'm checking my heart rate right now and doing a quick EKG just to make sure I'm not my blood pressure's not too high. Thanks to Crimpus there. But I get it. Some people are very, very passionate about this. They do not want to see Nintendo go that route. I personally don't see it not happening. They have the data on how much stuff is being spent, how much money is being spent in Fortnite on their Switch, right? They can look at Pokemon Unite and see what is happening there. Like, is this a viable model for them? Do they completely abandon other games? Absolutely not. Their games sell. Animal Crossing did amazing. Smash did amazing. Mario Kart, we learned in the Nintendo News Minute today, is the best-selling game for Nintendo ever. And, there's a little technicality there because of Wii Sports being packed in with the Wii and the amount of units out there. But when it comes to a game being purchased, Mario Kart is their number one. So do they even need the Battle Pass? Can they offer free support over a couple years like they do for Splatoon 3 right now, and just have massive amounts of people buy this game and not have to monetize it any further? I don't know. I mean, I'm not opposed to it. The main thing for me, especially as a Mario Kart creator, I just want as much content for the game as possible to be able to talk about and keep the conversation going around the game for a very, very long time. Because currently right now we are essentially inventing our own like game modes and things like that just to mix up the formula and keep it fresh. So Crimpus, one thing I want to add is I literally had somebody block me on Twitter one time when I talked about games being a business. They were so far to the side of like they're just art and there's not business tied to it, and I was like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's the investors would tell you they don't care much about the art and they care much more about what's going to be going into their bank account, So that conversation that ended with me getting blocked, and that was basically what I said. I wasn't even being too spicy. That was just basically it. So moving on down, I said, what are your guys' thoughts on this news? Now, the day before yesterday, Tuesday, the president of Nintendo took to X or Twitter and said, "We will make an announcement about the successor to the Nintendo Switch within this fiscal year. It has been over 9 years since we announced the existence of the Nintendo Switch back in March 2015. We will be holding a Nintendo Direct this June regarding the Nintendo Switch software lineup for the later half of 2024. Please be aware that there will be no mention of the Nintendo Switch successor during that presentation." So, awesome stuff. We get to learn about the Switch, but I took it to the player's pulse. I wanted to see what everybody thought. Jenna said this: "My thoughts are There is some serious salt here. I'm sick of Nintendo. Just give me a new Animal Crossing game now with decent things to do, and then a heart smiley face emoji. It says Nintendo's thought process blows my mind. Though, especially with the whole 3DS stuff, and they're basically telling people not to mod, but make the games basically unplayable without being modded, or else you can't enjoy online. And they weirded it so weirdly it doesn't give me any faith. So probably the translation, because it was all written in Japanese, may be part of the reason that it came across a little bit strange. But I love that the overall. I think the main point Jenna wants to make is that I just want Animal Crossing. I want Animal Crossing, and so I'm here for it. I'm here for it. More Animal Crossing is what I'm about to really enjoy that one. So Raymar says, I mentioned it in the other channel, but I do think we'll see a release not until holiday 2025 now. Personally, I don't care that much because there's plenty of stuff to play, so I'm not too worried about it when it comes out. Of course, the longer they take to release it, the more aged the tech will seem when it finally releases, since I'm sure we'll have an updated PS5 and maybe something new from Microsoft by then as well. And that could be the case, and how long, we're seeing games kind of drip fed to us from Nintendo at this point, but are any of them really moving the needle? Are people really that excited about it? Endless Ocean was kind of a flop. I don't think people loved it the way Nintendo was probably anticipating. Princess Peach, it, albeit fun, we know that game wasn't for everybody. So, what does Nintendo do up until that point? That's the big question, is what are we going to see? What is the June Direct that they're talking about going to have for us? We just saw the announcement of NES World Championships, or the Nintendo World Championships NES edition. So what else are we going to see in the later half of the year, and how long are they going to take to release this next Switch? Nadine says, to be honest, I think it's just confirming what we already somewhat knew. The investors call, I think, was this week, so maybe some kind of talk, and anything being rumored or speculated might be needed to be addressed. Yeah, and that's what happened on the 7th. There was the investors meeting. They want to keep investors happy. They keep the bills paid while the games are made, and so we get to then speculate and chat about it, and it keeps our hopes high that a new Switch is going to be on its way soon. Jenna came back and said, I won't be happy until Switch gets Tamagotchi Life. So there you go. No happiness for Jenna until Tamagotchi Life, which, I mean, bring it back. It's a game that I think a lot of people will enjoy. And I think it has a little bit of a nostalgia pull, honestly, at this point, for everybody that played it on 3DS. So I think we are ready for a sequel, and I think Nintendo is healthy enough to make that a reality. Servant says, I think this signals a weak software year, and this announcement was to reassure investors that better numbers will come. Also, successor to Switch and not next console confirms it's a hybrid system once more. And I would agree 100% with that. I think, we talked about it a little bit in the news minute. Are we going to hear the Nintendo Switch family of systems? I don't know. I'll be curious to see how that goes. But it very well could be an indicator that we are going to see a slow season. The June Direct, I'm kind of going into with not very high expectations, only because of where things are at the moment, and with the Switch 2 right around the corner. Cryptic says, he's replying to Nate, says, that's all I wanted to know is confirmation that they were indeed that they would indeed have a successor coming. I dislike hearing stuff from random YouTubers what the Switch 2 is and what it isn't. Oh, that comment makes me laugh because I've recently become friends with a number of people that their main topics are focusing on leaks and rumors and stuff, and they're definitely fun shows to make and fun to speculate about and everything. But I think we were all pretty hungry for some like actual news, right? Actual news. So at least we now know that the Switch 2 is going to be announced within this fiscal year. Iron Tiger says, I brought it up in stream. Thoughts on Switch 2 and being called Switch Snap. Sunbert put a thumbs down. Aaron says with a GIF, yeah, that's gonna be a no from me, dog. I need it to be Switch 2, or it will have Wii U issues. Nady Nay says, especially since it's a successor, it has to not sound like an add-on, or it can be confusing for casuals. So that's we kind of discussed that in the News Minute as well. So Aaron says Switch 2 makes sense and makes the most sense, and I'm hoping Nintendo has learned from their mistakes. And so Iron Tiger replied with, y'all are most likely right. However, Nintendo is really good at listening to the fan base. And I think there's a little bit of sarcasm there, which I'm here for, especially in the Player's Pulse, where we don't fear the salt mines. We don't fear the salt mines. It just, we just got to make sure we don't live there for too long. Aaron also states, Nintendo consoles are very leery of microtransactions. Even Nintendo mobile games are leery of them. Jenna goes on to say that Pocket Camp is all microtransactions. If you want decent looking stuff or stuff to do, that's the thing. Like if they had to put the microtransactions into New Horizons, the game would have done 10 times better. Interesting. Microtransactions in Animal Crossing, and I can literally see the internet raging, just an entire firestorm, as people have to spend money for microtransactions in AC. Moving along here, looking. So all Brian says, you guys know Brian was one of the original co-hosts on Nintendo Powercast, says, so next March. Noted. And that's it. That was the last comment on the Nintendo Switch 2 announcement. And I'm just excited we have something. I'm excited we have something. It looks like from what some of the articles are the articles that are being put out is that Nintendo is going to just be slowly releasing info about this over time. It's not going to potentially not be like a big massive announcement. We've all talked at length on how does it look? What does Nintendo do here? How do they treat this? How do they treat this system? And how are they going to release it? That's something we don't know how and when. March could be. There are dates being thrown around from companies like IGN that say it could be April before we see it. So could be an interesting year. Could be slow, or maybe Nintendo shows up. We're just gonna have to wait and see. But that is going to do it for this episode of the Nintendo Powercast Players Pulse. Stay tuned to the Discord for more Players Pulse questions and topics. If you have any that you would like to bring up, put them in that chat. And all the salt is allowed. At the end of the day, I want to hear what you guys think exactly, and be able to discuss it right here on the show. So I appreciate you all for listening, and we will see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.